This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
I came about my little girl, Tina. She's 10. She's been going to the 5th grade. My husband and me, we didn't even know it was nothing wrong till the last day of school. I mean, Chester and I could see that she wasn't learning so fast, but we figured the school knew what it was doing. And all of a sudden, they tell us Tina can't even read, and they're gonna have to hold her back.
We are live in front of the Minneapolis Public Schools headquarters. We have not heard one voice, an organized voice from anybody in the black community at all around this teacher strike in the city of Minneapolis, where black children are failing, leading the nation in failure, leading the nation in suspension rates, leading the nation in every negative statistic that exists in Minneapolis public schools. We have not seen one voice from any parents or community members in the most lowest income, the most segregated city of the state of Minnesota that employs less than 1% black male teachers. This Minneapolis public schools is failing black children. How many black teachers are walking with this teacher federation? How many teachers represents the student population in Minneapolis public schools? What is the percentage of black children that are failing? And these teachers want to go on strike.
Okay, sister, can you introduce yourself to the viewing audience, please?
Yes, my name is Cynthia Wilson. I am currently the president of the Minneapolis NAACP, and I'm a parent of a student at North Community High School.
Okay. Mrs. Wilson, we were just out here and it seemed like there was a large number of white teachers primarily in the most segregated, the most low income, the most challenged neighborhood that happens to be black in the whole state of Minnesota. I know the Teachers Union had said that they stand for our kids. Can you just tell us what are some of the challenges for black children right now in the Minneapolis public schools and the issues that you understand them to be?
We're below on everything. How about that? That sums it up. We're below on everything. So we have these teachers out here making 71 plus a year when our babies are failing in every area.
The average salary of a teacher in Minneapolis is $71,000 a year. The average salary of a black family in the city of Minneapolis is $36,000. I'm going to say that again. The average salary of a teacher in Minneapolis public schools is $71,000. The average salary of a whole black family in Minneapolis is only $36,000.
They want more money, but they don't want to do the work. We got ESPs who are getting $24,000 a year who are not only doing the work, but they're also filling in for the teachers when the teachers can't handle the students. The teachers are saying they want smaller classes, they want help with mental health and all of that. Well, the the people who are actually doing that work is the ESPs. So they're not getting any of this money. They're getting crumbs from this strike. And a lot of people don't know that because they're seeing the big picture. They're seeing the white people out here doing the rah, 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 putting on this show.
And a lot of black cheerleaders.
Well, that's who's doing the work. The cheerleaders are the ones who are doing the work.
Okay.
They're getting all the attention. They're saying, shut it down, but shut it down for what?
Look at how they got black people on the front line.
Education is the right.
Just using black folks.
We have to fight.
Using black folks.
Wages is the right. That is why we have to fight. Living wages.
They're using black folks.
That is why we have to fight. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Look at all these. Look at all
We
this.
won't take it anymore.
This is crazy. This is in the middle of the black community.
1, 2, 3.
The same school system that's been,
5, 6, 7.
the same school system that has been absolutely using the black community. Look at this.
We won't take it anymore.
Teachers are getting a living wage.
Teachers go.
Teachers are getting a living wage. What about black families living in this very neighborhood that you are protesting in?
And as a matter of fact, a lot of our black teachers, they're getting terminated left and right because they're speaking up about all the injustices and the disservices that our black kids are getting. So after they make a complaint, they get an X on their back, and then if they're in the process of being certified, then they terminate them.
What about black families and black students that are failing in your classroom? How many times does this amount of teachers or anybody come to this community to advocate for the children that are failing in your classroom? And I'm open to having any kind of discussion with any teachers who really care about those issues. Because I also support teachers, but what we do not support is our failing students and people asking for more money. What we do not support is a failing school district asking for more money. If it was your children that could not read in the same classrooms that you teach in, I'm sure you would feel different.
When they told Tina she was failing, it was like something went out of her. She don't hardly talk no more. And when she does, all she can say is, "Mommy, am I dumb?" And she's so nervous. Real nervous, like, and sad. I took her to a psychiatrist. He said it was trauma. He said that school really messed her up.
That's very telling, isn't it? All the teachers that said that they wanted to support our children left. But they can stay in our community with their signs and beg for more money. But when they get challenged based on the issues, they leave. What does that mean for our children in the classrooms? What does that mean when our community doesn't even understand these issues?
Again, this is some stuff that we have to be aware of. And if people aren't aware of this, they ain't even gonna be interested in it. They're gonna go along, they're gonna be lost in the shuffle of coming around and, honking the horns because they see people out here, striking, but they don't really know what all the facts are.
No, they're not.
So it's easy to beep the horn because you're like, oh, it's wrong what they, what they're doing. But the reality is, if you don't read between the lines, you just get sucked in.
You have educational support staff who deserve more money as a part of the teachers' union bargaining. But how many black teachers are there in the Minneapolis public schools? Why does the Minneapolis public schools look like a plantation where only the master class is white folks? But where are the black teachers that are able to teach black children in the public schools plantation?
and nobody's dead.
Absolutely.
These children are living, they're in classrooms, but they're failing. And what do you think that does for a community?
And they just continue to label the children because they don't want to deal with.
Right.
They don't want to deal with what they really don't want to do their job. Is what it is.
Right.
They rather live out somewhere in the suburbs, come here, but they don't have time to really do the work. And if they're living in the city, they still don't want to do the work. And I want to preface now, because there are teachers
who care.
That care.
And we're not anti-white teachers or anything, but what we are is pro-black children succeeding in these public schools.
That's right.
In case you haven't noticed, Mrs. Collins, we are in a ghetto. These children don't want to learn.
The ghetto is not the enemy, Miss Denny.
I suppose you mean we are.
Indifference is.
I've had it up to here with your platitudes, Mrs. Collins.
Look at this. It says Minneapolis public schools. All these issues are public issues. This is public funding. And also, all the teachers that were just here with their own bullhorns, with their own music, with their own instruments, with their own signs, have nothing to say about a basic question about the failure of black children in your classroom. Do you disagree with what I'm saying? Black children are failing and you're cheering. Black children are failing and you're cheering. If it was your children in classroom, would you be cheering if it was all teachers that were black teachers in majority white classrooms? Would you be cheering if all your children were placed in special education, taken out of the mainstream education on a pipeline to prison? Would you be cheering? Would you ignore those questions? If your children were being arrested at such a pace and such a percentage of increase compared to others who live in this city. We should never let people feel comfortable. We should never let people feel comfortable if black children are failing in these public schools. We should never let people feel comfortable when millions and billions of dollars are being spent, but you cannot produce a reading rate where black children are proficient in reading. We should not feel comfortable when seniority takes place over black teachers in a public school classroom. We should not feel comfortable when ESPs are paid plantation rates when they can't even afford to take care of their children. But teachers make $71,000 a year as an average income.
Do you understand we can't strike one without the other?
Black families only make $36,000 a year. I understand what you mean. And I understand that issue.
I'm not a teacher.
That's fine.
So we can't strike without the teachers. The teachers can't strike without us.
I understand
Do you
that.
get that?
Would you agree that black children are failing at
Yes,
rapid
and
rates?
we are trying, and it's their fault. It's their fault.
Do you know the statistics on the black failure? Because they like to say people of color.
Let me ask you a question, Cindy. Strategically, when has black people lost touch with identifying ourselves of a word that really creates our experience and identity in this country? It's easy when people say people of color, but black people experience very personal, intimate, deep issues of discrimination and injustice. And do we weaken ourselves when we do not just claim who we are? We are black people in a black struggle.
Well, it's another way of marginalizing what we want and who we are.
You know what? And they have been trying to close the gap for decades and years. And it is time to fix this. It is time
We've been
to
talking
fix this.
about a gap
So
for
you
years.
don't-
We've been talking about a gap for
You're
years.
not helping the situation.
I'm not here to help you. I'm here to help our students and families.
And so it was a big sign, Cindy, when all these teachers were right here and we started to bring issues about concerning specifically about black children. You see they left.
Yeah, and this is the reason why I say too, don't just go along with the norm of what you see, because everything you see is not what it appears. And so find out the facts and know the facts. Get some black teachers out here and ask them to really talk about what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ask the ESPs how much they're getting paid. And if you don't know how much these teachers are getting paid, go online, because it's public knowledge.
This is why our community is silent. Because there's so many in our community that are bought off and they can't come out here and speak the truth. There's so many in our community who are either contracted by the Minneapolis Public Schools or contracted by the teachers union, and they cannot come out and speak the truth. But again, if this was your children that were failing, being placed in special education, having all the challenges that exist with black students, if this was your children, you would definitely feel a lot different.
This is what we're going to say from here on out. From each day that happens and this strike goes on, there should not be a day where we do not insert our voice in this discussion.
Amen. I agree.
And so we will continue to call you.
I'm going to continue to be out here too. So
Yeah.
you call me.
We're going to call
be
you.
out here. And as a matter of fact, hopefully, not today, but tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to bring out a couple of teachers out here.
Oh yes, let's do that.
Two black teachers I'm going to have come out here and tell their stories, because they got a lot to say.
And tomorrow we will call more black media besides us to cover it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're familiar with a
Yes.
media
and
cooperative
I will
too.
get some of the other executive team to come out here on tomorrow as well.
So I see we got 2 or 3 around us, so we agree on that, right?
That's it.
Okay. So that's mean it's done.
Yeah.
So this is the message. This is the message. There will not be another day. There will not be one more day where these teachers do not hear a different voice advocating for our black students and families in the Minneapolis Public Schools. There will not be another day where teachers come out and ask for more money and they're producing failures in the classrooms where they don't hear a voice that challenges them. There will not be another day when a teachers union tries to leverage black pain for profit, for their own increase in profit. We know that a lot of people like to use black pain and suffering to make money. We know that that is a very big industry. We've seen Al Sharpton come in town. We've seen all the people come in town when the bodies are on the ground and the death happens. But these children are living. These children aren't dead. Our children are living. They're not dead. They're in these classrooms.
And you know what? I don't even have to use the bullhorn anymore. I want everybody to realize what just happened. There was a whole bunch of teachers out here saying this is for our children. I did not see hardly any black folks out here. I see a lot of black cheerleaders out here, but I don't see a lot of black folks in terms of black teachers, black children, black parents, any of the people that are failing in these public schools. We don't see them here. This is the most segregated, most low-income, used and manipulated community that happens to be black in the whole state of Minnesota. These teachers have come out here for a solid week saying they speak for our kids, asking for more money. Teachers that make $71,000 a year as an average salary, they have an expectation to be successful before you ask for more money. A school district asking for more money has an obligation to be successful before they ask for more money. If it was me or you, and we were paid money to do a job, and we were failing, would we keep on getting funded? Would we keep on getting funded?
No.
I want everybody to be clear what just happened. These people say they speak for us, but they all left. We'll be back tomorrow.